I'm usually making videos trying to amuse people. I'm actually serious in this one. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's actually somewhat interesting. So you'll just have to bear with me for the next couple minutes or so while I get this out. December 21st, 2012. Most people are calling it the day that the Earth will end. Cataclysmic events will lead up to the demolition of our civilization as we know it. Why does it have to be a bad thing? Watching History Channel, and they've got on some stuff about Nostradamus, his predictions for the end of the world. But they're just emphasizing the end of the world part of all of this. Why not the end of the world as we know it? Not necessarily everything we have, just things that we don't need anymore gone. Nostradamus is saying that fire will rain from the sky, famine will strike us. It said in one part where we'll all turn to cannibalism. I doubt that all of us will. I mean, there's plenty of places to get food. I'm thinking it'll be the third world countries that might actually turn that way. And even most of them, they could get out of it if they wanted to, I think. I've never actually been to one. But I really don't think it'll be the end of the world. It's just the world as we know it. I have a theory, which most people will find to be completely ludicrous. If you look back in historical events and monuments from ancient times, and actually look at them, there's no possible way that humans could have built them. Take a look at Nazca once. It's out in the Middle East, if I'm not mistaken, or some desert country. I'm not exactly sure where it happens to be. But the whole thing from above looks like airstrips carved into the mountains. They all have markings by them like somebody specific is supposed to land there. As odd as this sounds, I really think that December 21st, 2012 will be the day of first contact. First official contact, because if you actually look back, it wouldn't make sense for somebody to have been helping us out along the way. The pyramids of Egypt, for instance, the time frame they were supposed to take place in, it calculates out that there would have to be a stone placed every 9 seconds. Every 9 seconds, not just waking seconds. That would be every 9 seconds there happens to be during the day. That's just physically impossible. No matter how many people they have, that would have been impossible to place a stone every 9 seconds. There was outside help on this one. Also the fact that the 3 pyramids line up perfectly with Orion's belt. That one could have been done by humans. I mean, honestly, we could have placed it that way. But the fact that also the way it points... let me get my pen out here. I cannot find my pen. There it is. How the pyramid is placed. This isn't a very good drawing, but right there you could see it looks like a 3D pyramid, kind of. The way it's placed along the grid lines of the Earth, it can be made into a compass. This drawing does not illustrate that point well enough, or nearly well enough, but it actually is true. The way that the compasses are pointing north, south, east, west, the Great Pyramid lines up directly with them. Then if you take a look at the Parthenon, the way those stones are fit together, they are held by nothing. Some of them do have pieces of wood in them. I'm not exactly sure the purpose of this. But the way they fit together, they took part 2 of these bricks. The wood in the center, it was completely preserved. That's how tightly they fit together. We can't even do that these days. Or if we can, we just discovered it. Take a look at the Mayan calendar as well. They, is like Nostradamus, are saying that December 21st, 2012, that's where their calendar ends. That's exactly where their calendar ends, that specific day. Why? Nobody will figure that out. It's impossible. But why did they only get that far and then mysteriously disappear? I think it was ooh, when did they disappear? I just saw this 500 AD, I think it might have been. That seems right anyway. They were around for about 3,500 years. However, it worked out. But where did they go? You never see anything saying that they died out or they were killed. All you see is that they mysteriously disappeared. Which actually leads right back to that alien theory, because they were astronomical geniuses. They devised their whole calendar from the stars and the planets, and they've been right about everything. They've predicted the end of the world a few times, and that's been the fall of major civilizations. But what happened to them? Because it's not likely they died out. A civilization such as theirs would be kept around. Even the conquistadors would have seen how valuable they would have been. In a couple of their carvings in their buildings, they have a great leader of theirs. He was an 8-foot giant or so. Yes. Yeah, I think that was it. 8-foot giant. They described him that way anyway. But on his tomb is what you really have to look at. I don't have the diagram or anything up, but just Google Mayan leaders or something like that, and there should come up a carving in stone on the one leader's tomb. They say that he descended into the earth, but what it clearly shows is a stranger looking person than me even. I mean, and that's strange looking. Rising, he was in more of a rocket ship type deal, because how his hands were placed, he would have been working controls. Like, then his feet were pretty much working pedals, and the fire coming out of the bottom clearly indicated he was rising up. Maybe that's where the Mayans went. They saw somebody, whoever has been helping us all along, saw their greatness and just took them, teach them more, bring them back later. Maybe 2012, December 21st, is the day that the Mayans are coming back. More advanced than we could ever imagine. I mean, just imagine what would have happened if they'd be around like right now. With their genius in astronomics, who knows what they could have done with modern day technology. It gives you goosebumps to think about a little bit. I really don't see 2012 as the end of the world, but yet a new beginning. If it is first contact, maybe the fire from the sky and the waves and everything predicted by Nostradamus, just maybe, they'll use our own ecosystem against us. Humans are ultimate survivors. I mean, it's been shown over the years, we can pretty much survive anything. But nobody's ever tried turning our own ecosystem against us. If suddenly it heated up to 150 degrees, none of us would last. With air conditioning, something would get overheated quickly and go out, and we'd be gone. Nobody would survive 150 degree heat. Same with the other side of this. If they dropped it down to below zero too far, 70 below or so, there's no chance. Maybe we'd be able to keep warm and fires going long enough to survive that. But it's highly unlikely. What I'm thinking will happen, I mean, there's going to be some of us that survive, and that is awesome. But it's not going to be many if anything like that happens. If somebody turns our ecosystem against us, we're gonna just fail. That's the only way to put it, really. The survivors, though, who knows what would be in for them. We would have to band together and probably go up against something. If it's the aliens doing it like I'm predicting it will be, we're gonna have to band together to fight them. And frankly, I don't know how well that would last. Well, that's my whole thing, so enjoy the rantings of a crazy person, and hopefully I'm wrong about all of this.